OpTic Gaming and Luminosity in just a few minutes will be fighting to stay on a winner's bracket run here at the CWL Finals in Miami. Once again, I am your host, Katie Bedford, joined by Nameless Study and Pac-Man here on the desk. And this is going to be a good matchup, I think. LG has shown great things so far, especially coming out of yesterday with a perfect record. And OpTic switching things up. We'll see how that plays out for them. Karma singing confident in that matchup. But Study, how do you feel about this series?
This match is going to be absolutely insane. The only thing that's going to come down to me yesterday from watching LG was that control. We saw Formal had 40 kills and they were barely able to win.
Right.
So they lost control yesterday to Heretics and to Midnight. And versus OpTic Gaming, with Karma switching to that ICR, it's going to be totally different. Watching him at the Pro League, even though he was running an ICR grapple, he was still really good at just shooting the weapon in general. Obviously, TJ is switching to that grapple, so this is going to be one hell of a matchup, but just between Skies, Karma, Crimson,
so much AR power.
and Formal, it's going to be insane.
AR power in this series.
Pac, are you worried at all then? We touched on it a little bit before, but kind of the struggles that players have when they switch over to the grapple or back to a grapple after leaving. Are you concerned at all?
I mean,
for
yeah,
TJ?
that's the only worry I have, because before he wasn't good with it, but he said he's put in the work and put in the time. They've had a pre-land, and he did improve with that grapple, but this is going to be the first time in a high-pressure situation where he's using it. And I know that the grapple players tend to have lower KDs if their things aren't working well with their team, so if OpTic's teamwork isn't yet to that point, I can see them struggling, because LG already has practice here this weekend in high-pressure situations.
Yeah, that's my thing about this OpTic Gaming roster is TJ and Dasher were their best two players when they were playing well over the last few months. And they were consistent. They had a good foundation. They just couldn't get over that hump to beat a team like 100 Thieves. And when they made that change in cross-division, I know it was short notice, but they made that change. It didn't work at all. Like, they didn't look good in any of those matches. They were going game 5 even when they were winning, and TJ was having his worst performances that he had over the last few months. So I would assume over the last 3 weeks and during the week of that boot camp that they had, that it's enough practice for him to get at least comfortable with the grapple. But I mean, just before how good they were previously, it's going to be hard to match that 3 weeks practice.
Now we want to talk about a player on LG who was formerly with OpTic and his head-to-heads with OpTic. Now that he's on Luminosity, that is of course Formal. Taking a look at those records, again, now that he's been on LG since leaving OpTic Gaming.
I mean, he beat them. I believe he knocked them out of a tournament last season in Anaheim after getting dropped. And I mean, Formal's definitely a beast. I think by now he's probably over it, right?
Yeah.
He's been on LG for a cool minute. He has a championship under his belt. OpTic got last at champs last year. Like, he's over it.
No, he's chill. He's chill about it.
He's chill
but
about
there
it.
definitely is that fire between him and Scump, right? Like, they want to. There's no two players that want to beat each other more than that. Him and Scump have a vendetta. They always will. They were the duo at one point. Now they're not. So yeah, there is that fire in this match. There is that extra to try to get the win.
Yeah, breakups are hard. It's tough. But again, both of these teams going head-to-head. LG with the edge on having 3 series under their belt already, but we'll see if that can be shaken up maybe by OpTic perhaps. So again, we're ready to get into things. Winner's bracket. One of these teams is going to be dropping down, either Luminosity or OpTic. We're going to find out with Ben and Chance.
Thank you so much, Katie. Thank you to the guys at the desk. And you talk about shakeups. What a way to start the day. FaZe Clan with the 3-0 victory over 100 Thieves. Just to briefly touch on that, is something that you and me have been saying for quite some while. This FaZe team has talent. It's only a matter of time before they pull it together.
I mean, that's completely reasonable. Their S&D has been a struggle. You get a little bit better, and that you're going to see great things, but I still didn't expect it. Like, I came in today, I saw that bracket, and I was like, look, I know a lot of people are saying all of these matches are 50-50, going to be nice and close, but in my mind, I was like, I don't think there's going to be many upsets. And then we have a massive upset straight away. It's like the top of the day, man.
Right.
Like, come on.
And the reason that becomes so relevant is because of where the teams fall into the loser's bracket. It means this next matchup, OpTic Gaming LG, you lose, you will fall into the same side as the bracket as 100 Thieves. So this is a very, very scary game. Of course, you're already thinking about, oh, well, what happens when you win? Well, you have to play FaZe. You lose, and well, you're on the same side as the bracket 100 Thieves. This is just going to be such a big, big game, Chance.
I mean, they're heavy hitters. They're going to fall out of this tournament very quickly.
Yes,
and that's going to be damaging for egos, morale, confidence going into champs. Like, it is not a fun place to be. So you talk about a match that you want to just go ahead and call a must-win for a plethora of reasons. The most important is just the standings in Miami of what you have to deal with later on in the tournament. But then you have Pride on the line. You have LG, the new roster forming. You have OpTic, who do not want to lose the Formal.
And obviously, you talked a little bit about that, and you saw the analyst desk talk about it as well. That Formal versus OpTic Gaming rivalry, I mean, it's neck and neck. They're 3-3.
It runs just so deep, and they've been trading games back and forth, but you got rivalries all over the place, right? You even got Brack versus Dashy is going to be a key matchup, because you talk about two Maddox players we have been speaking incredibly highly of the entire year. You have stats that are better than Dashy's, and keep in mind, Dashy, in my mind, still best player in the game, unequivocally. Brack has a long way to go before he really cracks in that conversation, but he's not far from it, Ben. He has been phenomenal this year.
I mean, you look at those stats and you compare them. I mean, Brack, the advantage in the hardpoint, the advantage in the search, and even in control. I mean, what more does the man need to do?
No, I mean, he's fine. Like, hey, maybe he baits his teammates, but it's because he's so damn good at it. He has just been an impressive year. And I will say, though, also from the side of LG, yes, Brack, maybe you want to call him like the superstar player. It's weird to say when Formal's on the team, but yesterday it was like the Slack show. That was the man for me, where he just had one of the best Fridays you could possibly ask for. And if you remember when LG actually won a tournament this year, in that grand final, Slack had this series of his life. Yeah. You need that level of Slack here today as well.
And it just kind of relieves a little bit of pressure from the superstars, right? Yeah. If you're Formal, if you're Brack, and you see Slack doing such a good job, you're thinking, all right, well, I can put my feet up. Admittedly, their series yesterday was not one of those where you could put your feet up. It goes the distance, a game 5 against Heretics, which they ultimately won. But here's how our series is going to look. We'll start with a Hacienda hardpoint. We'll stay at Hacienda for map 2, Search and Destroy, a Gridlock Control game 3. And if we go further, an Arsenal hardpoint and a game 5 Payload Search and Destroy, a OpTic Gaming speciality.
And so, like, for the Search and Destroy for LG, I'm happy with them getting Hacienda for map 2. For OpTic, I'm very happy for them to get the Payload map 5. But I think another kind of storyline that's incredibly important is, well, OpTic. I mean, they switched up the roles, right? So you talk about them playing on Hacienda. Well, now you got Damon's going to be the guy running the main ICR. Things are going to get switched up, so we don't know exactly what OpTic we're going to see. It is a ton of new looks from the team.
As you mentioned, this is really the first time we're going to have that good look at OpTic Gaming and LG. They fought through their games yesterday vigorously. They've managed to get themselves here, of course, at the playoff bracket. Now, the question, I believe in the 3-3, it is actually their turn, right? Because that's how it's been. It's been like OpTic win, LG win, OpTic win, LG win, OpTic win, and now it would be LG's turn, would it not?
Right, so the very first one was LG, right? They beat him 3-1. OpTic comes back, 3-0s them. Then LG wins a game 5, and keep in mind these first 3 all in World War II is quite some time ago, but LG beats him in a game 5. Then right at the start of this game back in Vegas, OpTic 3-0'd him. LG wins a game 5, OpTic 3-0s him again. Right. So every time OpTic wins, it's a 3-0. Anytime LG ever wins a map, they're good for the series.
Shout out to Ocho Cinco in the crowd. It's nice to have you here in Miami, ready for this game to get underway. LG, OpTic Gaming, it is sure to be a bloodbath. And again, to reiterate, the winner books their ticket into a match against FaZe Clan, who look in form later on in the day. The loser will fall to the same side of the loser's bracket as 100 Thieves, not a place anybody wants to be. As map 1 loads up, Chance, thoughts on the prediction? I know you said to start the day, you know, there wouldn't be any upsets, but I have to ask you your predictions. I have to.
I still think OpTic. I think OpTic has been the better team in this game overall the entire year. Yes, they make a handful of changes, but it's the same roster, right? You have certain things you expect the team is going to be capable of. They've played Hacienda hundreds of times at this point as a team. And at this point in time, Ben, I still have faith.
Well, one thing LG's going to have to do early is just silence the crowd, a task which, whenever you're playing against the green wall, is never an easy one. But the game underway, and we'll start on board with OpTic Gaming's Karma. Already the first fight, an easy one by his standards. Slack falls, and OpTic Gaming should get some early time.
And LG, they just stack the hallways up hard, and they get wiped out. OpTic, the perfect opening break. You got Karma moving inside the hill. You got OpTic, the nice map spread, and well, you got TJ leading the charge on one end. He at least drags one to the grave with him. You got Scump with rock control, but at the same time, nobody in the hill.
And already TJ actually spawning good for Lambo. He may have a pretty big gunfight to try and take. Unfortunately, he will fall, so LG momentarily controlling the spawns, but the gunfight still going the way of the green wall top corridor. Actually has the support of a teammate. John will surely fall. A nice start to game one here from OpTic Gaming.
And Crimsix is giving the information. They should know one more player is near water, so Scump is going to try to hunt this man down, but OpTic, they are good for the back spawns, but it's just the players on Rock you have to deal with. Scump beat Formal in the water. No ammo for Scump. The reload good enough to get the job done.
And look at just the urgency from OpTic Gaming there. They're not going to rest on that hill. They're pushing through. They're trying to take these fights to LG, and they're winning every single one of them. Dashi a 5-0 start, 350 away from streaks. As he slows it down, 2 LG players flying deep into water. That's an easy one for Dashi. One more close, not going to be able to win it. Meanwhile, Scump winning the gunfights up top.
DJ knows he has to push out, and he finds 2. There is one lane open. He covers it instantly. You talk about a hot start from OpTic Gaming. Dashi 7-1, Scump 5-1, looking great so far. 20 seconds left on the hill. LG, they're halfway trying to take another crack at it, but even then, this is time wasted. OpTic, they might be able to just out-rotate them.
Maybe. There's 2 players from LG already rotated over towards fences. That's going to be Formal and Skies, number 2 and 3 on the minimap. And if you're LG, you have to concede that scrap time. There is no point pushing it. That is OpTic Gaming's through and through. And I guess the saving grace here for LG chances, throughout that spree, OpTic didn't get streaks.
I mean, they didn't get streaks, but again, you talk about the rotation. Yes, LG is here first, but OpTic Gaming, you can already see those back spawns. OpTic has taken it over. When they made the roll switch, in my mind, I was like, they might not even need that. It's just about getting the fundamentals right in hardpoint. This has been 3 hills back-to-back where at least they've done the hard part. Now it's about just breaking into the hill, and well, you can see LG, the gun's heating up just a little bit.
Well, finally, they stabilize just a little bit. A very good fences hill will bring them back into this game, and if they're able to get the scrap time, they're only going to be down about 20 points. And the question for me now is, can anyone from LG get a little closer towards some streaks? Maybe bait out a teammate or 2. Formal, theoretically the closest. He's the last man up for LG. He's 285 away. One more player pushing 10. Karma has to be careful, but OpTic Gaming, I think they recognize how close Formal is. They're going to try and pinch him in, but he stayed alive to his credit. And now, as I said, 145 away from streaks. This could really turn this game around for LG.
Yeah, LG, instead of rotating, they set a bunch of bodies towards the hill just to help Formal out a little bit, and he wins the next one, 30 points off. And of course, he can take his time. It is important. You don't have to play fast. You have to earn the streaks.
For me, Formal is the most influential player in the map right now because he could maybe earn these streaks just based off hill time. And I think that may be the case. He has teammates all around him. OpTic Gaming have to be careful because Formal just needs one more tick and he's going to earn that lightning.
Looks like he might be good to get it. OpTic Gaming, yeah, the push a little bit too slow on the back end, but now the move is in. OpTic Gaming, they're going to set it up, but you see the Hellstorm is through, and they don't even get the hill. Sky's the cleanup crew, and he himself is now just 185 off his streaks of his own.
It's a small thing, but really smart from Formal. Just dedicate to one gunfight, right? The hardpoint was contested, and he tried to challenge the play with the support of his teammate. Top corridor, gets the Hellstorm. Skies, as you saw, close to streaks of his own, not going to get them, but LG, it's about time they woke up. They're going to take the lead from what looked like it was going to be an absolute blowout of map 1 in favor of OpTic Gaming. LG finally wake up.
Yeah, first 2 hills to OpTic Gaming, second 2 to LG, and the streaks are going to be massive just for future rotations. But now it's LG inside the hill early, and well, that means they can sit here and hold on to the streaks. They can worry about the rotations of players coming up top. John's at least going to get the beat down, and well, OpTic, they get a few kills. They get the man out of the hill, but still the damage has been done.
And it was these fights OpTic Gaming were so successful at in the first rotation. These top corridor fights and the rotation over towards Lambo. However, this time it's LG playing a little further back, playing so deep, trying to make sure they control the spawns for Lambo, just to ensure OpTic Gaming don't spiral the game out of control once again. Skies with a nice double, not going to find the third. Calm were able to trade, and well, just I'm talking about the spawn control and how well LG had it with 20 seconds left. OpTic Gaming now controlling well side.
And it may be worth investing a streak or maybe just investing in John. He's got the TAC 5, he's got a couple kills in the back. The TAC 5 doesn't help Formal, but maybe to help the players pushing for the back spawns, because OpTic, yes, they were there, but it doesn't last long.
But in the back of OpTic Gaming's mind, I think they're worried about the streaks that Formal has. They're going to know he has them, so they're not willing to just needlessly push out, and LG again win the gunfights and now have control of Lambo to start.
And this is just clinical at this point. Formal's going to go ahead and call in a Hellstorm. That might kill a few and slow the rest down. It's actually a teammate that he kills first. He does eventually find Karma, but at the very least, forcing OpTic into bad gunfights, LG stronghold.
And now bear in mind, if you pick up all this time here in your LG, you still have a lightning strike to break up towards fences, and it could get even worse. Brack, he's been able to earn himself a streak there as well. Craft's time still available for Slag. LG, they're blowing this rotation rotation completely out the water. OpTic Gaming, at this point, you may be forced just to rotate, Chance.
And the rotation was insane from LG. Talk about the TAC 5 to help Brack get those streaks. It helped John get those streaks. I think Brack went on an 8 spree his last life. So you talk about a player in a team heating up. Another Hellstorm comes through. You got 3 streaks. You got all the specialists. You got an 80-point lead. Then LG, after the first 2 hills, they have been on point.
Oh, they've been flawless. To be completely honest, Karma may get isolated instead. I think he'll just call that out to Formal, who wins the fight anyway. John still finds Scum Connector with the Hellstorm. OpTic Gaming full on the rotation. LG with a clean 5-man dead will hold fences early, and now the specialists are going to come out. Still 2 streaks available as well for LG. OpTic Gaming, this is getting scary.
The silence is deafening in this room. It has just been ferociousness. And then I got players lining up for the Tempest. Skies with the first, and well, he's got his teammates cleaning up the remainder. Actually just does it himself. And now Ben, he himself is 60 off the streaks. They do not need them. They don't need the streaks.
Not at all.
They're doing it with their guns.
But look at that, there's John with a double. We've talked about him all season long and saying, well, when is he gonna step up? He's almost double positive, as is Skies. 15 seconds away from more streaks, or 15 points away from more streaks. Is he going to be able to earn them here? The challenge comes through. There's another lightning. There's going to be a Hellstorm as well. No, Dashi does find the pick, but damage has been done. 219 to 99. You have 4 streaks available. You still have specialists as well. LG have destroyed OpTic Gaming here in map 1 of this series.
I mean, you got the Vision Pulse now. You got players inside the hill. Just look at the kill disparity between these 2 teams. John, +5, Formal, +4. Hasn't had to do too much on the map. He's only at 26 engagements. Skies himself has 24 kills. Brack's got 22, not too far behind. That's what, off the top of my head, maybe 30 kills, advantage LG. That has been insanity. 100-point club. OpTic Gaming, welcome to it.
If you thought day 2 was going to be by the book, you were very much mistaken. We start the day with an upset and, well, potentially another one in the makings here in our second game of the day. It started so well for OpTic Gaming, so well, to the point where we were thinking, oh, this could be a bit of a blowout, but I mentioned it, no one able to get streaks. And for me, when you go on one of those runs, you need at least 1 player to earn a bit of extra utility. It can stop the bleeding and it can stop the momentum when LG started to heat up. And I mean, we saw the streaks from LG. I think it was 6, nearly 7 streaks earned overall. So that maybe been the only one who actually didn't get any streaks, and it didn't matter at all. As soon as LG heated up, Chance, it was GG.
I mean, it was brutal, right? I mean, it's his first 2 hills. OpTic Gaming had 85, 90 points. Yeah, I mean, it was literally just those first 2 hills. They were running it up, and then they get 99 by the end of the game. That is one of the most absurd string of hills. I mean, maybe we have seen this entire year from LG. Yeah. And like that was
first
bad.
2 hills, and that was it. That was all they were able to get at that point, fighting for some scrap time, which is never going to be enough to win a game against an in-form LG like that. I think that's a scary, scary kind of map where a lot of teams who, you know, may have a little bit of time, might be warming up, might be practicing, whatever it is, will be watching that game thinking, that's the LG we were afraid of. That's the LG that can win a championship.
And if I heard that correctly, it was a 146 to 15 point run towards the end from LG. Something completely absurd, which that is, again, just multiple hills in a row. And, okay, let me correct that, 246 to 15. Just let that sink in. And we got a box score, too, just to hammer the point home. 246 to 15, the run LG just went on. 38 plus 52, whatever that is.
That has
90 points on the first 2 hills. And I think that happened like straight out of the gates. And then OpTic Gaming accomplished nothing on the map after that.
That has to be the biggest
246 to 15
in CWL history. And a hard point. It simply has to be. I mean, you look at Fountain and Garage, they were the first 2 hills OpTic Gaming controlled, and then since then, they controlled nothing. It really was that little. An incredible map 1 from LG, a slow start, but they turn it around. And of course, it will stay with Hacienda for map 2, that search and destroy. For me, one OpTic Gaming going to have to bounce back on.
And you know, in my head, I mean, we briefly spoke about it before the series of like, all right, LG, 3 series played yesterday. They have gotten some reps in. They've gotten, you know, getting used to it, getting a little bit warm. And OpTic Gaming, obviously their first one, but I mean, it's not like OpTic got a slow start. They were the hot team off the rip.
Well, while we wait for game 2 to get underway on the main stage, here's a quick glance at what's going on over on the Bravo station. It's Reciprocity versus E-United. E-United took map 1, their hard point, but it's Rec in control here in game 2.
Yeah, and this is just a series that, in my mind, I'm just thinking Sogs all day, right?
We talked about it yesterday.
This is just so many players that are incredibly fast. Like Dylan has been a shining star on the roster, and just got word the hard point, by the way, for United Rec. It was 251-23 in favor of V United. So very hot start for V United, who did not have to play yesterday.
That's good point, but it is Reciprocity with the advantage here in the Search and Destroy. A 2-1 lead, and you know, myself and Chance yesterday, we were talking a little bit about it. There's so players going toe-to-toe, and just how exciting this series is. Dylan and Sim, truly outstanding players to close out this year as United on the attack this round. Should be able to get the bomb down over towards the B site, and that's going to be for free. Reciprocity now looking for the 5-man retake.
And it's really just the flank, right? RCDs is halfway spotting this out, but number 7, Simp, is not turned around. Finally, he makes the adjustment, but he is too late. By the way, Alex is hitting nades, so they left the hole open on the map. They didn't fill it in quite quickly enough, so Rec have the lead. Dylan cleaning up kills, man's one shot. Well, Trades come back fourth and actually claim Pristini. They go big, 2v2.
20 seconds. Can you find the kills? Is Prestini in a position to maybe even find this pick? Dens has to watch over. Clay is hitting a flank, but the problem is, player is still on the bomb. Clay, is he going to split him? Bomb defused. Alex gets it. Clay just not quick enough to hit the flank. We'll leave the action over on Bravo. Of course, you can tune into the Bravo stream to watch the end of that match. But back here on Alpha, LG, OpTic Gaming. As it stands, LG 1-0 up. We head to a Hacienda, Search and Destroy. After that, a Gridlock Control. And again, to reiterate, if you're just tuning in, Map 1 started so well for OpTic Gaming before a big swing occurs. LG, what was it, 246 to 16?
15, I believe.
To 15 was a swing. And that Hacienda hardpoint, LG coming to prove a point.
And of course, this is a map where LG all year, they have been very happy on Hacienda S&D. Obviously, 2 new guys on the roster. Things get changed up quite a bit. We don't know exactly what we're going to see from the team, but from cross division and what we've seen from LG just yesterday even, 2-1 on Hacienda S&D, respectable, maybe not overwhelmingly great. And then OpTic Gaming sends Anaheim 3-3 on this map.
Okay, so both relatively even or thereabouts. Too much data to really sink your teeth into. Well, round 1 of map 2 underway. It's going to be LG on the attacking side as they look to try and find an opening here in OpTic Gaming setup.
And this might be perfect. I was going to say, well, actually, TJ comes back, but he's the lone man, and Slack just does it with the SOG. OpTic Gaming, they started their rotation. When they started coming back, it's too late. Sean, the aggression stays alive, and now his teammates are here to help. Player's going to get traded out. Brack is going to clean him up, and all of a sudden, Dashy, last man standing, hasn't taken a gunfight yet. Now he's got to deal with 3.
What's formal? Tags formal. Unfortunately for Dashy, that might not be the path you want to take to retake the site. Bomb planted at A. Dashy with 40 seconds to find Skies, Brack, and Formal. Again, he's reading the situation right, but it's so tough when you're in those situations. Brack closes him down, but the big player that round, John, pushing all the way through top corridor. He just flies off the balcony, takes a fight, but yet stays alive long enough to allow his teammates to push up, take site control, and trade out the kills.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few big moments in that round for the side of LG, even off the opening break. Like, Brack is expecting the push through the well. Doesn't happen, so he calls out to his teammates, hey, connector's open. They send 3 players through there. John goes up through the top, and OpTic Gaming, again, they started that rotation back because they had no information, and then TJ is like, well, wait a minute, maybe they're actually here. And as soon as he doubles back, just gets caught out, but very nice start for Brack as well. 3 kills to his name.
Number 2, OpTic, of course, on the attack. They're going to show B off the start, but Skies will find a first blood. Dashy falls. Scump, unfortunately for him, not in a position to try and trade, and as TJ hits the flank, Skies is ready and waiting. It's a 5 versus 3. Prim, Scump, and Karma with a lot of work to do, but both Karma and Scump fall. Now it's Primsic's turn for the 1v4, but he's been spotted. He's being hunted, and he will drop as well.
LG has been suffocating.
Yes.
I mean, the 246 to 15 point run in the hard point. This has been 2 fairly dominant rounds we've seen in Search and Destroy. I mean, a 1v3 for Dashy, a 1v4 for Krim. They have given them nothing to work with.
There's no way Maven goes 4-4, right?
I want to talk about it, Ben.
There's no way. Of course, Maven goes for the Dark Horse LG to win playoffs, and of course, naturally, LG start playing unbelievably well. Maven World League.
Talk about the men on your screen as well. Skies used to play with Maven, even used to carry him back in the day in Black Ops 3. So, I mean, he's definitely an up-and-coming player, but he's certainly been playing COD for quite a few years. And Brack, that first blood, man's 5-0, 175 off streaks. It's a team kill finally. LG, they just give OpTic something to work with, and even then, still a 3 versus 3, where the 3 men up for OpTic have 1 kill between them.
But keep your eye on number 4 on the minimap. It's going to be Formal. He's managed to get pretty good timing. As I say that, though, not sure if Karma spotted him. Of course, long-time former teammates. Now Karma may spring into life. LG have rotated the bomb over towards A. They will be getting it down. But really, whoever wins this fight to the left-hand side, if it's Formal or Karma, it's going to give their team a big advantage in this 3v3. Now Formal spots him. Karma also with the information. They know there's at least one player from OpTic Gaming there, but you're still looking for information elsewhere. Sky's just got terrible timing on Dashi on the other side of the map, but LG, they play it smart, back away, play this as a team.
And Dashi just tries to make a play, gets shot in the back, doesn't even check the corner. Now, of course, you got ICRs that are going to be posted up out here. You got a cluster nade for the front. Wall bangs coming in, an easy round for LG. They team killed to try to help OpTic out, and still just so many players for OpTic without a kill.
And that's just such good discipline, really, from LG. Formal spots out the information, then they play around the information. And unfortunately, Karma's not even going to be given the respect to actually take his own life. LG pushing. Slack, of course, will get a detonation there, but to my point, a very well-disciplined round of search and destroy from LG. As soon as they recognize, all right, we're in a 3v3, Formal with all the information over towards the opposite site they originally pushed, they rotate the bomb, they get bombed down, and then again, they play it as a team.
And then I guess Dashi just felt like there wasn't enough time on the clock, wants to make a play. I mean, he doesn't even turn left, no shoulders, just slides through connector, hopes he makes it through, and Slack says thank you very much. Maybe another silver lining for OpTic is no streaks for Brack, but still, you have 3 players for OpTic without a kill.
Skies, you talk about the streaks, he's 225 away. Formal with the first blood, he's traded out. Finally, OpTic Gaming with the advantage in a round, a 4 versus 2. This one surely theirs. Brack drops, TJ picks up the final kill, and OpTic Gaming, they're on the board.
They get something. It's just that 10 stack on the map. Everybody just go meet up around the bomb site. You do it with your guns, and you see the double ICR strat. One man's got inner, one man's got outer, and you can see Karma even had some help through connector with that gunfight. And that essentially just comes down to get the first blood, win the round.
Basically, you're absolutely right. As long as you play around those trades effectively, you should be A-okay. It's now LG. Their turn to go back onto the attack, and they're eyeing up the B site. They thought about it last attacking round, and of course it was all traded out towards a 3 versus 3, where they rotated back towards the A site. This time, though, OpTic Gaming defensively have heavily stacked over towards A, so a free plant. And now OpTic Gaming have to go for the 5-man retake.
5-man retake where, again, we've already seen them before, where they feel pressure with time, and Formal's demand to kind of play errant, maybe make a play. And you can see OpTic, a couple players trying to hunt him down. He potentially might get shot in the back, but Brack might be doing the same thing as well. Crimsick, he should be short to fall, but Crim actually finds a kill before Brack ever pulls the trigger. But does it make a difference? No, because John just finds 2 kills, and Scump is now by himself.
John has found some good form so far this series. It's still possible for Scump to clutch this 1v1. 12 seconds left. He needs to find the kill. It's Scump versus Brack. Brack isn't going to show. No time for the defuse. Now it's just, will Brack find the kill? Yes, he will. As LG continue on through here in cruise control in map 2.
And this has just been clinical. I mean, even in that round, it's Formal is just slowing the pace down just a little bit. You see Brack taking his time just to make sure he gets the kill, and I thought maybe there was going to be hope.
I will say if John falls there, that round definitely gets a little more dicey because Brack gave maybe Crim just a little bit too much time. Crim was obviously able to find that kill on Rock.
That's what I was going to say. I thought that might have been the moment, and then apparently John's winning gunfights like that. So LG, full speed ahead. They are thumbs up, ready to go. 4-1 lead, and Skies, I don't think he spotted anybody in the hallways, but obviously you hear the gunfire coming in. Slack playing aggressive. Brack on the flank. He gets 2, and Slack gets the 3rd. And while Scump maybe takes one with him, but a 2v5 that OpTic have to deal with, they have been afforded nothing back.
And you're really looking at Krim trying to cherry pick at least one here, make this a little more doable, but Formal's gonna shut him down. Scump for a 1v4. Makes it a 1v3, but the trade's there because LG, again, continuing this Wolfpack mentality, playing these rounds as a group, not giving OpTic Gaming any mistakes to feed off.
I feel like I'm casting an open bracket match. I mean, like early in the open bracket, right? It is a devastating first hardpoint where LG flip a switch and then OpTic just accomplish nothing on the map. In none of these rounds, one has been close. Where OpTic has gotten one round, it has been a 2v5, a 1v4 for Krim, a 1v3 for Dashy in the first round. They're just getting run over.
And the only round you won if you're OpTic Gaming was basically a 5v5 fight over towards a site where the round was over in 15 seconds. And it's just superior trades there, but you look at the stats, it's only Scump at 7 and 6, really with anything positive happening. Karma's 3 and 4, Krim 1 and 5, Dashy 2 and 5, TJ 2 and 5. LG are just destroying OpTic Gaming. Just lack of better words, First Blood comes in again for LG. Scump will trade 4v4. There needs to be careful. He drops 4v2, 4v1, and just like that, LG go 2-0 up in the series in what feels like record time for a best-of-5 series.
In what feels like I just watched OpTic play Hasi in a Search and Destroy for the first time. Not checking corners, just completely absurd, Ben. That is nothing short of completely absurd.
But Chance, there's not going to be any upsets today, right?
Apparently not. Well, apparently LG is just the better team is what we've been seeing so far.
That's definitely how it feels from map 1 and feeding that energy and positivity for LG into map number 2. It started so well for OpTic Gaming in the hardpoint, and since LG flipped the switch, they haven't looked back, and they have been in dominant form in this series. We'll be back after this with Game 3 Control on Gridlock.
The Call of Duty World League is brought to you by TCL, America's fastest growing TV brand. And Scuff Gaming, the official controller of the CWL.
Game Fuel. Level up the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CWL Miami. Playoffs in full effect. And I can tell you, the mood here early on Saturday is one of shock, and quite frankly, one where many fans are stunned. As it stands in the current game in main stage, OpTic Gaming down 2-0 to LG in a series which has not been close at all. I mean, Chance, I don't even know where to begin because, you know, I'll joke around with you a little bit and say, oh, well, you know, upsets this, upsets that, but this was a game where I thought OpTic Gaming were going to come through and they were going to set the tempo. They were going to set their tone for their playoffs.
I mean, I'm just trying to remember the last time I've seen OpTic look this bad. Like that's the bigger thing in my mind. Like, okay, you lose to LG. They have an absurd amount of slaying power on the team. They're an incredibly capable team. Hacienda SD is a map they're going to be happy to play. You can say all these points, but for the score lines to be that bad, that's just completely unexpected. Completely unexpected, and like now we go into a gridlock control where OpTic Gaming, since Anaheim, 4-1.
Okay.
Seems great, but like at this point, how much faith do you have? Like
0.
I'm not much higher, Ben.
You mentioned a good record for OpTic Gaming. This is where you turn the series around. This is where you potentially start the reverse sweep. Control, gridlock. Will LG just continue on through this series and just make it look so simple? We will wait and see.
And I'm saying the first best of 5 we had today on main, 100 Thieves v FaZe, it was an upset. FaZe got the 3-0. It finished on a gridlock control.
Well, for round number 1, it is going to be OpTic Gaming on the attack. So far, so good. A little bit of energy there for OpTic Gaming. 3 players down in quick succession. OpTic Gaming maybe thinking about just collapsing in over towards B.
And shout outs to Teep. That was one of the most unique opening strats we've seen on Gridlock in quite some time. So OpTic Gaming, you talk about full force over towards B. They sent a couple players through mid-map, through the flank. They find the hole and they get B off the rip. This has turned Gridlock offense on its head. Now they get 2 minutes to cap A, typically the easy one.
And they continue slaying like this. They may not even need to cap the point. Everyone from LG falling. Almost a 10 life advantage here in round 1. LG essentially getting spawn trapped. Finally, they're able to stabilize it a little bit. 4 players from OpTic Gaming go down. Crimin's going to be left deep in LG spawn. However, he's finds 2. Now for LG, can they try and at least reduce the life deficit? Because as it is right now, this is a big advantage for OpTic Gaming.
Well, Crim did go massive. You found enough kills on the back that these are these 50-50 gunfights, but LG just instantly, Former wins the first one, Slack cleans up the next, and they retain that A site control.
From a 9 life deficit to 5, a minute 20 still to go. OpTic with 0 progression into A. They have a lot of time, and really Skies watching mid-map could be huge here for LG. He recognized it was going to be 2 players from OpTic Gaming pushing forward. His teammate John was there to assist. He found his first kill. Now though, the push coming through, a team kill for OpTic Gaming is going to slow things down. Karma also gets stunned. As Slack recognizes Little Room may be the most important place to watch here. Can he at least find one more? No, he can't, but now John springs into life. A double for him, trades back and forth. The lead in terms of lives, back to full.
Brack, though, might be able to make a play depending on the timing if he gets it right, or maybe he doesn't need to, but here's the move. He's able to get through, but can only find 1. Formal finds a couple, and LG, though, still holding on and Slacked with the big 2 kills.
Hey, typically the easier site to attack. LG are digging deep here to try and take round 1. 8-7, the life advantage, 30 seconds. OpTic Gaming, they're running out of time.
And they're reading the flank as well. You got Formal mid-map. Brack was dealing with Crim6. Crim6 eventually catches him out. All of a sudden 7v5, but only 20 seconds on the clock, and Skies still has Showers control.
LG down to their final few lives. It's going to come down to Skies making the big play. Karma challenges Skies with 2. John there to assist. Now a 4v4, 15 seconds. 3 players drop. 4 versus 2. TJ and Karma have to go big for OpTic Gaming. And the problem is LG know exactly where they are with 4 seconds left. Karma makes it a 1v3, but he's not going to touch the hill. And LG produce a miraculous round 1. They were down 9 lives. They had to defend A for 2 minutes, and they're able to get the job done.
And you can see OpTic hit the panic button as well. Because like, so A is normally the easier point to cap just because you want to defend B. You chalk up A a lot quicker, it's easy to defend the other site. As soon as you don't have to worry about that, yes, you can stack the point, yes, you can defend it. But 9 lives down, you see OpTic, they were just trying to flood, and then all of a sudden, you're only by 2 lives, and they're thinking, oh God, we actually have to set up, make a play, take your time, go for those full flanks, and then LG again, just a step ahead.
And you've seen some teams in the past typically defensively concede A off the rip, right? That's just how some teams choose to play this map. Now for LG, they're going to try and push over towards the B side. A 2-for-2 trade comes through, and Slacks is still inside the zone. Wanted to try and make the play on the OpTic Gaming player back 18. That's going to be unsuccessful. So OpTic Gaming will defend the early push. However, it's going to be number 10 on that minimap, John, who thought about maybe pinching for mid-map. He's currently controlling hole in the wall, buying enough time here for his teammates to push over towards A.
And OpTic Gaming, like, I don't even know if they're going to rotate over towards A for it. They had 2 players coming off respawn that just went towards B when there's no pressure, so it might just be the quick call, chalk it up.
I mean, traditionally, we always used to say OpTic Gaming on this map would never concede A. They'd always fly through, they'd always make it close, and most of the time they'd win the fights. The problem is, they were so content on looking for formal that they pushed all the way through. A capped up. 2 minutes now for LG to cap up B. There's no progression there. And OpTic have themselves a 1 life advantage. Make that 2. Crim starting to heat up here in the LG spawn.
Yeah, map 1, Crim had the Maddox. Things did not go well for him. He's got the ICR back in hand. He is trying to pick things up for the team, but still just a 1 life difference. And obviously a fair bit of time for LG to work with.
I mean, you talk about Crim, he's currently 11-6, but the key here is Sky, 75 points away from streaks. EKA, anything at all would be big. You could even have a teammate maybe throw away a life here just to secure those streaks, but instead LG know that if he's able to cap it, might get some extra points. Skies does well just to dip and dive, stay alive. That's what I was talking about, the points for the capture. Enough for the lightning strike. They're gonna get the second tick. OpTic Gaming, you gotta go. But the life count is +8, and I don't think anyone from OpTic is even gonna be able to touch the zone. LG 2-0 up, 1 more round away from sending OpTic Gaming to the losers bracket.
This is too easy. This is too easy for it to be playoffs at the end of the year on a stage like this for LG to be able to do whatever they want. I mean, with how bad of a spot they were in that first round, they get the win and they're basically just, you know, smiling and laughing at the end of it. Like, that shouldn't have happened. Now you're going around on offense. It took them 1 try. Well, out the opening rip, they try to go to B, get shut down, you go get A, and then after that, 1 push and it's all theirs.
Sky's easy. 2 streaks, John uses his TAC 5, he secures the second streak, 4 streaks for LG. He's turning it a little bit into deja vu from map 1 as John finds the opening pick, Scump goes down, and as OpTic Gaming try and push through, John finds the second, Brax hit the flank, 3, 4 players from OpTic Gaming, 5 players from OpTic Gaming fall. They are in a whole different world of pain.
4 streaks, a Tempest, a kill away from Elise. Formal's got the War Machine, Slack's got the grab. You call on the Lightning with the War to force the players inside, but the good news for OpTic, the Flak Jacket was strong enough to deal with the War Machine, but now the Hellstorm, the next thing in, and Slack, he's flanking. He's got the slam, but Scump is able to shut him down, or Dashy, mind you, just quick enough.
This is actually a relatively good start here for OpTic Gaming. You talk about the investment, Slack watches the slam a little bit, half the progression goes through. You bait out a couple of streaks there as well. John only with 2 left, and you're gonna cap up A. So from a round which looked like this could spiral out of control in favor of LG, OpTic Gaming have stabilized just a bit, but still a lot of work needs to be done. 2 minutes to cap B, down 3 lives, and a bit of utility still available for LG.
Well, Krem winning the ICR gunfight. He's at least been consistent in this map for the team. Karma with the beat down, a little bit of opening B. You don't really have complete clearance because obviously LG, a bunch of bodies stacked in the Hellstorm. It gets invested straight away. Krim, though, does win another one-on-one.
John does find Dashy, and another player working towards some streaks as well, this time on the side of OpTic Gaming. It would be massive as for a minute 20, Krim does find the first. That's the Lightning. Now can you try and find the Hellstorm?
He's got the Tempest. Tempest gets shut down. Maybe a little bit of life for OpTic Gaming. The Lightning Strike gets called in, and well, John does one with the Maddox, but Krim, again, just the lone man on the team. He's on a 6 spree, has streaks. You need to get the man some help.
He needs help desperately. He's 17-9. I don't know what else Krim needs to do here. Now he's going to use the streaks. Can he find an opening for his teammates to try and push through? John falls mid-map. It's 14-13, a 1 life advantage for OpTic Gaming. Less than a minute on the clock. If you're OpTic Gaming here, you might be forced to throw everything at this round. Finally, a little bit of control of B. OpTic surge forward, Crim6 inside the zone. LG trying to retake. The first tick comes through. Slacked went high with the grapple. Double peek comes through. Krim with 2. Again, get this man some help. Close to even overlapping his streaks here. A very, very good round out of Crim6. He pings the Lightning. Calls it out to his team. OpTic Gaming win the round.
And that is a fantastic round to get. I'm watching Krim though with the ICR, and the only thing I'm thinking is, why stop? Why switch that up? It's only 1 map, it's only 3 maps in, but good lord, the difference maker. The number of ICR one-on-one gunfights Krim won, not this map. In that series of events, he kills Formal twice, Skies twice. He opened it up. He got them clearance to house. He got the streaks to get them clearance towards the hill. He gets to the hill, then he's killing 2 more. Krim was Mr. Do-It-All.
And it's those types of rounds that you can just get out of Krim every now and then, right? He's one of those players who's so resilient. He's 50 away from, I believe it's overlapping his Lightning Strike there, so we'll keep our eyes on how things work, because he could actually use that Lightning Strike over towards Showers. If LG aren't careful, it could catch them out. Is that going to be the game plan? He thought about it, may have decided against it. His teammates lose the fights. LG will cap A. That is going to give them 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go at B.
And it's worth pointing out, Krim, I think, is 50 away from another Lightning Strike, not just the Hellstorm, so.
But he doesn't have his ping, so you're essentially investing that maybe a little blind. You assume they're going to push through. He's read it very well. Skies goes down. Now you just need an EKA, and you get even more streaks. Krim really is Mr. Do-It-All. This is an incredible performance from 1 man, putting his entire team on his back.
He is on an 11 spree, gets out alive. Only 1 of his teammates has more than 11 kills. He's on an 11 spree back.
The big problem for Krim right now is he's putting himself away from the fights because he's playing for those streaks, and now you're relying on your teammates who essentially haven't had much success so far to step up to the plate.
I mean, he's going aggressive though. I was gonna say you're big chilling in the 18, but now he's trying to bait out Scump if he can. Wait for his teammates. John up top, just 1 shot with the Lightning Strike through the wall, but no Hellstorm.
He'll take that though, a little bit of extra utility on the side of OpTic Gaming to try and tie this up. Finally, OpTic Gaming getting the fundamentals correct as the hardpoint, or the zones are contested. TJ tries to push forward, but Krim botches the Lightning. TJ goes down, LG still inside. It's gonna be Brack. First of the party for LG. Couple of shots come through, contested once again. Finally, Brack falls. Karma with a wall bang. Dashy with 1. TJ looking to get full control. Dashy and Scump both find the kills. Slack last man up. He will surely fall. OpTic Gaming, step 1 complete. You're gonna have to do this at least 2 more times.
Well, the kids maybe starting to heat up just a little bit. Finally, TJ gets a little bit going. Dashy as well. And you talk about the specialist battle. Well, LG, they got a couple players close, but you got OpTic that, well, they at least have a couple of theirs. They got the Grab, they got the Tempest, they got the War Machine. The big boy specialist in hand.
4 life advantage, guys. Finds Scump just in the nick of time before he was able to shut down his teammate. 40 seconds. TJ has the Grav Slam. This could seal the deal this round. Of course, he'd love not to use it and have it for a round 5, but in this case, you gotta do everything you can just to win this round. Time ticking. No one from LG in a position to flank. And honestly, best bet for LG is if you can bait out the Grav Slam, which to his credit, he gets 1. You've used the Tempest as well. OpTic Gaming surely will win this round, bar a miracle. And we are gonna go to a round 5 here on Control Gridlock, which is very, very similar to the first series of the main stage today.
3 players still alive. LG getting shot in the back. Dashy able to find a couple. Trying to hunt down that last man. I will say, A little bit unfortunate that you're using the Grav Slam and the Tempest at the same time, but you're gonna get the Vision Pulse. You still have the War Machine. And I think maybe that TAC 5 halfway there, getting close in the realm. And I think they're just matching what LG still has.
That's the key. What does LG still have to throw at a round 5? We've been here before already today. Of course, it was FaZe that managed to clutch up in 3-0. Can LG do the same? OpTic Gaming start to get some momentum back in the series. And in terms of specialists, Karma has Vision Pulse. Crim's gonna get that TAC 5 boost. Scump has War Machine. On the flip side, Slacked with Grav Slam. Brack with Vision Pulse. Maybe if Skies has well, more than likely, actually, you'll see Skies get his Tempest. Maybe if John has a good half or a good round, he might secure a TAC 5 boost. Of course, it's LG on the defensive side. Good first hold, 3 kills come through.
And they just did that without the vision. They might actually be able to get the stop, right? That second tick actually does not even come through. John, though, a little bit over-aggressive, does get caught out. Crim, another one-on-one against an ICR. He comes out on top.
That's just like all the hard work you just put in there for LG off the rip. Just kind of gone. You're going to give away A anyway. 2 minutes 10. OpTic Gaming have to cap B. And as we mentioned, a lot of utility still at play here for LG.
We've seen a 5-man slam from Slacked in this spot. There's not that many players here, and well, his teammates, I guess, eventually just clear him out, but you saw the idea. OpTic, though, they get 3 kills. Now the question is, when do you want to pop that Vision Pulse? Karma straight away.
He goes straight away. They use the TAC 5. They recognize this is the opportunity. This is a chance to maybe give themselves a big lead advantage with LG. Digging deep again, finding a couple of kills. That's 3, that's 4. Vision Pulse down. LG survived the first attack.
LG countered the Vision Pulse instantly. Brack, as soon as he heard that pop, he got rid of himself. So they just made sure to stabilize. LG, you burn the specialist, you got a 3-life lead. You're holding at the normal point, and you still got the slam, which Slacked, again, only finds 1, but it's just about the safety net.
A 4-life advantage. 75 seconds to go. OpTic Gaming still don't have any progression into B. The number one thing you have to do is deal with Formal over towards 18. Crim has done a good job so far being able to do that. And he's going to do it again. Admittedly, Formal looking to try and take a different fight. The lead, 5 lives. TJ at least takes 1 down with him.
And that's phenomenal from LD. TJ's the 1-man in post. He might be able to make a play. 3 players instantly go and hunt him down. Those players immediately return to their post. Over in Suji, back behind 18. If you just send 1 player 1 by 1 to try to kill TJ, maybe he can make something happen. They shut that down instantly.
Crim staying alive. Again, and Crim shuts down Formal again. He really is having a fantastic map at 31 and 17, but it's John on the backside defensively for LG, doing his duty. 27 seconds. 13 to 8 is the life count. OpTic Gaming, they're gonna have 1 attempt, and it's Crim trying to push forward. He's gonna get shut down by Slacked. Brack tagged up from behind. Someone from OpTic Gaming needs to do something. Just extend the round. Buy time for your team to get in a position. There's no one that can hit the flank. The only thing OpTic Gaming do can push through the front door, and there it is! 3 come through, but Tempest is out for Skies. He finds the first. TJ is down. Teammate pushes. Dashi wins the fight. 7.8 seconds. OpTic Gaming are inside the zone. The first hit coming through. Dashi doing his best to stay alive, but he falls. It's a 7 versus 2. Karma drops as well. OpTic Gaming are going to the losers bracket. LG 3-0.
Signs of life from OpTic in the gridlock control, but way too little and way too late. LG looking like a different team on Saturday. I didn't know they could look better than they did yesterday. Somehow they pull it off. That is close to as dominant of a series as I think we're gonna see for the rest of this tournament.
Outside of game 3, where OpTic Gaming showed life, you're absolutely right. Map 1, not close.
A
Map
246 to 15 run, Ben.
Yeah.
246 to 15.
Which, if we're being brutally honest, at this level, not acceptable. Now, big picture, what does that mean? Well, later on the end of the day, on the winner's side of things, you're going to have FaZe versus LG for what I believe is going to be a ticket in the winner's final. You win that, you go through to the winner's final. In the loser's bracket, you now have 100 Thieves, the back-to-back champions, and OpTic Gaming on the same side as the bracket. One of those two teams is going to get knocked out very, very early.
And of course, EG is going to be playing 100 Thieves, so maybe they can play spoiler a little bit sooner. I know the expectation is 100 Thieves to win, but again, we've already seen 2 upsets, 2 3-0s, 2 teams just doing wild things, so it's Miami, Ben. Apparently anything can happen.
I said upsets are going to happen.
Crazy day so far.
It's just going to happen at playoffs. It happens every year at the biggest stages, whether players get nervous, teams get nervous. I know our analysts could probably talk on that way better than us as former competitors at the highest level, what it's like when you're playing for this much money. But that is going to be everything from myself and Chance. We'll send it over to Jess with the PlayStation Instant Reaction with Brack.
Thank you, Ben. What a clean 3-0. For you, what is the takeaway from this victory?
It's definitely a big win, 3-0 especially. We played really sloppy yesterday, me individually, so it feels really good 3-0 in them.
Yesterday, you guys had 3 games. It just felt like it was back-to-back reps. What kind of advantage does that grind give you guys here?
Definitely gives us an advantage because they haven't even played a match yet. We just came out hot, and I guess they didn't. So.
Later today, you are going to be facing FaZe Clan in the winners semifinals. What are you expecting out of that series?
Probably, they're a really good team. 3-1, 3-2, us.
All right, well, confident words. Thank you so much. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction. Over to Katie at the desk.
Concise interview there from Brack on Luminosity with Jess. Thank you very much to Jess. But again, getting that win, 3-0 over OpTic Gaming, sending them down to have to deal with 100 Thieves later on today. And wow, LG continuing on undefeated so far here in the CWL finals and looking extremely
dominant.
Every single match.
Clint's cheering somewhere.
Every single match, something new and special happens for this Luminosity team. Coming into the play-in, who was fantastic? It was Slack. He played amazing all day yesterday. He was our MVP for the day. Today, John came and dominated every single map. Both respawns, he was going off, picking up streaks. Like, that's what you need. In the previous segment, what did we talk about? If John steps up, this is a team that can win a championship. That looked like a championship team to me.
I think that they looked really good, and OpTic just came out like dead today. Really, really sloppy from top to bottom. I think that SD was one of the worst we've seen played this weekend, and it just didn't look good. And LG, obviously, with the games behind them yesterday, they came out hot, and they just looked like a team that was ready to win.
I thought OpTic came out hot. They started up those first 2 hills on Hacienda, basically destroying on those first 2 hills.
Yeah.
And then 246 to 15. Hit a rotation.
I mean, they got 9 points on fences and rock.
That's unreal.
Honestly,
I've never seen that before.
think that momentum that Luminosity got from that 246 to, 15 run, like, yeah, it was over right there. Like, they knew that they were just a better team. Like, if you can do that and you can 100-point club a team, it's like, we aren't losing these guys. So we're about to dominate these next matches. That's what happens when you win like that. You're going to dominate these guys next
Once they did that, you just saw in that S&D, they were just pushing that bomb site, immediately getting it down. They weren't waiting to find out where they were. They were like, all right, we're going to plant this bomb. You got 45 seconds to come win gunfights against us. We just beat you so bad on that first map. If you were able to do that, then try it. And obviously, it didn't work on the side of OpTic Gaming in a 6-1 victory for LG.
They didn't even show life until that 3rd map, and that's when Crim6 really just started going off solo. And
but not enough.
That's when he had the ICR in his hand, too.
He was
and
dominating on the map.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to harp on the role switch because they're just trying to do what they feel like is necessary to win a tournament, but it obviously took a step back. They haven't had that much time with these new roles, and it showed.
Yeah, and of course, LG coming out on top, also in part due to Sky. See his stats there. Another one on this team going very, very big for Luminosity.
He was winning all his one-on-ones. He was just dominating the game. And like I said, in that first map, when they 246-15 on that run, after that, there's challenge everything. They were flying at them. They knew that OpTic, was in their own heads, flying at them, winning every single gunfight. You saw it on that game, too. Every single push that Luminosity went for, it was just easy pickings for them. They had too much confidence.
Yeah, they did, and it made the OpTic stars struggle. We talked about before. Dash and TJ have been the 2 best players of the team. TJ struggled in both the respawns, especially the first one. He just did not have a good map. And then in the S&D, I think Dash put up 400 total damage, 440 damage or something. That's like 3 total kills. He didn't have 3 kills. That's not a good performance. LG just shut down the OpTic stars.
Yeah, that is very true. Again, and they've come on the backs of so many good wins so far. They've got all the wind in the world they could want in their sails, but OpTic, unfortunately, no wind in there. It says they've dropped down to a loser's